Well, hello, welcome back to Journal Mojo. My name is Kate, and today it is time to get set up for a whole new week in my lovely Hobonichi Cousin Avec. So we are moving right into the first full week of October, and it is time to go ahead and tackle this beautiful blank spread and see what we've got going on in here. So we've got a big old beautiful blank page, and it's time to dive right in. So I am moving into like all the way with my moon theme. So some of my weird little hacks, I guess, from last week are no longer going to be applicable, which is kind of exciting. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and cover up this little calendar. And I still have all of these little washi stickers pulled out, and that was from, oh, there we go, these sticker packs. They're like little post-it notes kind of. They're really handy. It is kind of an odd assortment of stuff, but I went ahead and pulled out everything that was moon related, and I've got those hanging out just to make it easier since there were so many packs kind of floating around. I'm leaning kind of towards that one with its little like Photoshop moonbeam. I think that's kind of cute. Although I do also really like that cityscape one and the rose. Let's see. Okay. We've got you. You're looking pretty lovely. We could go with that one. Maybe that's a little bit more blue than I kind of wanted to go with. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and stick with that one. Plop this little dude down. Try to get it situated a little bit. Okay, so I've got this big sticker down. It's looking very nice. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to go ahead and pop in my weekly trackers, just like I do pretty standardly. I'm going to try something a little bit different this week with the way that I'm laying my spreads out. And I'm not going to put in some of my work projects. Instead, I've been experimenting with using Notion to track some of that stuff because my deadlines kind of change and move around. And that is hard to accommodate in a paper planner. And so maybe having a combination of digital and paper will be helpful when it comes to some of my work stuff. So we'll see how that goes. If it goes well, then I will probably do something on it just to kind of go over the method that I'm using to plan and track all that. But I think what that will also end up is giving me a little bit more space in here to just make this memories and events that I've got going on, as opposed to so many of like these little things. Also, I'm running out of these stickers and I don't really want to buy any more. So that's what we're doing. All right, we've got that. And now I'm going to pop in my, we're going to give it one more space. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay. Oh, that was a big lump out there. I don't know what that was about. Okay, perfect. Just going to add my little box in. So I recently picked running up again. I used to run a lot, The first race that I ever did was a triathlon. It was a mini triathlon. It wasn't the full, like, it wasn't an Ironman or anything like that. But it was on Disney property, and that was pretty lovely because I am in the Central Florida area. So, that means I do have access to Disney for some of their stuff, including their races, and they are good for races. But so the first race that I did was a triathlon, and it was, to be honest, a little rough. It was, I wasn't very, I was in shape, sort of like generally speaking, but I wasn't really actively doing a whole bunch. So it was either a quarter mile or a half mile swim, a 13-mile bike ride. Maybe it was like 13.2 mile bike ride because I think it was a full 10K, and then 3.1 miles. So it was a 5K. And, you do all of it sort of in a sequence. And for whatever reason, you start with swimming. And I don't know if that is standard for all triathlons or just the triathlon that I did. It was very unpleasant, though, because basically, you go in for your swimming bit, you're in your swimsuit, you come out of the water, you change. And then I think the one that I did, you went right into the bike ride, which means that you are on a bike and you're wet and you're sticky because it was lake water for us. And it was kind of gross. So for my little dinner tracker, I've got these super cute little food stickers, which I wish I had remembered last month because there are some really cute little big mushrooms in here, but that's not what I'm using. So you do this race, and it started off rough for me. You go in big waves of, I don't even know how many people went in at a time. It must have been like 40 at a time. But you're kind of crowded into one little area. And I got kicked in the face by another competitor. And I am a really strong swimmer. I did competitive swimming in high school. Not that I was any good, but I did do it. I'm good for endurance. And it's so much darker in the lake than I had really sort of anticipated. And I don't swim in lakes because I live in Florida, and that's super gross. That is how you get flesh-eating bacteria. There are alligators. It's just 10 out of 10. I do not recommend it. I do not like swimming in lakes or ponds or whatever in Florida. I'll do springs. Springs are fine. The ocean, totally great, not a problem. But lakes in Florida, big old negative on my end. I'm just not down for that. So I figured, being on Disney property, if something happens and I get a hideous flesh-eating bacteria, or I get eaten by an alligator or partially eaten by an alligator, at least I'd have Disney to sue to cover my medical expenses. That was my thought process with it. But so I went in this big wave and promptly got kicked in the face right at the beginning of the race. I lost my sort of like tracking for where I was. So I had a blue cap on, and all of a sudden I just hear somebody yelling, "Blue cap, blue cap." And right as I kind of like lifted my head out of the water and looked up, ran right into a pontoon boat. That was the medical boats. They had them sort of like lining the edge of the swim track, and smacked my head right into the pontoon boat. That was super fun. As I am coming out of the water, I get out, and at that point it was like this huge wave of like lake algae just like wrapped itself around my face, and I almost threw up. It was super gross. My mom and my sister were there to watch the whole thing, and they said they saw me come out of the water and they were like, "Oh, you looked rough." And it was rough. It was not very fun. I did not enjoy it. But, then, so you're all wet and you're gross and you're sticky. And I've got, a doctor's appointment on Tuesday at 1. And then you get on your bike, you do your thing. That was not a problem. And then you are still kind of wet. Now you're sweaty and you're sticky and you're sort of like residually damp and gross. And then you run. And so you're putting your like wet, damp feet into your socks, into your shoes. Like I was covered in blisters by the end of it. It was not very much fun, but afterwards, loved it. I had a great time. And so I signed up for a number of races after that. I did 5Ks, and I did half marathons, and half marathons are really the thing that I enjoy the most. We've got a 5K over here. I just really enjoy it. I'm not a very fast runner, but I am good for distance. So yeah, so I've got a doctor's appointment. I've got a 5K this weekend that we are doing. That is looking pretty good. Do I have anything else as of right now? No, I don't have anything else going on for October, so that's great. So yeah, I really like half marathons. There's just a really fun length for me. It's really challenging, but not too challenging, which is what I want in a race. And I like that. I like that aspect of it. So I'm going to pop in my Sunday stuff. Okay. That is looking good. I don't really know exactly what it is that I want to do regarding my Tuesday stuff, because I've actually been doing a lot of it on Mondays, and then things kind of get moved around a little bit, so I might wait to put that in until Monday or Tuesday until I know which day it is that I'm going to do the grocery shopping and the lawn mowing and all of that jazz. So I think I'm going to wait on that a little bit. But one thing that I did see someone else here do on YouTube, I think it was Right Plan and Do, she was doing her weekly setup, and she had a little like me time thing like right in the morning. And so I think I want to try doing something like that for myself. I struggle a lot with getting myself up. We're going to just do a little bit of me time. So we're going to see how this goes. And I'm just going to, I think, use this as like a little buffer to just go ahead and plop in I really love birds a lot. Not that I want to have birds. You know, mad props to the people that do have them, because they take a lot of care. But I love birds. I love being able to see what they are doing out and about, and so I'm like a light bird watcher anyway, so I'm just gonna give myself some like dedicated time to see what the birds are getting up to in the morning. I probably should have swapped these so they were the opposite way. And that means that, you know, I need to get up at a good time to see the birdies. But one race that we did, I've done a number of Disney races, which were super fun. One was it was the Wine and Dine. It used to be a night race. I don't know if it is anymore. Disney races, while lovely, are really expensive, and they fill up super fast. So you have to be on it. As soon as the registration period opens, you have got to be in there and ready to. Okay, so I think I'm gonna wake up early, bird watch, and long walk with my dog. I feel like that would be a really good start to any day. Yeah, we'll just point that out since I went ahead and made a mistake. So, but one of these races was the Wine and Dine, and it was a night race. And so you started super late and then finished really late. So I think the race started at something like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And so I got done somewhere around 1 o'clock. Because like I said, I'm not a super fast runner, but I am good for distance. And so we got done with the race somewhere around 1 o'clock in the morning. And then they open up Epcot to all of the runners. Or they did at this point. This was 9 or 10 years ago, I think. The first time that I did it. And So they open up Epcot to all of the runners and let you go move around. It's during the Food and Wine Festival, so there's, you know, all sorts of tasty things to do and rides to ride, and it's a really fun time, but it is a big old hot mess, or it was a big hot mess. You know, because basically you've got all of these runners that are coming in. They're exhausted and they are super dehydrated, and then everybody is drinking. And it was, I had friends that worked at Disney at that point still, and they told me like the aftermath of the of the wine and dine run was so bad. So many people got so sick. It was a night, but it was a really fun run. Night races are a whole other level of really, really difficult. So that's cool. But one time we did a race in Texas. So for a while I lived in Texas and then we moved back to Florida. And while we were in Texas, we did a couple of dualathons. And dualathons it's a combination of running and biking. And so this particular one ran around a lake close to Dallas, and I can't think of what the lake was called, but you ran a section. It was a big loop, and so you'd run your loop, grab your bike around however many times or wherever the bike route was, drop your bike back off, and then run again. And I look like a dying T-Rex when I run. I am not a cute or pretty runner at all, not even a little bit. My hands are kind of up like this. I run a little bit like this. I kind of hunch. I look a little bit like a dying T-Rex because I'm really trying to conserve all of this body movement. And there was this chick that was pacing with me with this dualathon who just looked effortlessly gorgeous. She had really long, like to her butt hair. It was straight and thick and gorgeous, and it just like swayed whenever she like, you know, ran or was riding her bike or whatever. It didn't look like she was sweating at all. It just, everything looked so easy and breezy, and she looked super cute the whole time. And so there are photos from that run, and I wish I could find them, but I don't know where they are right now, where you see her in the foreground smiling at the camera, just, oh my gosh, I'm such a cute runner. Everything is wonderful. And then there's me in the background like, it was, my family got a huge kick out of it, but it was not a good look for me. So I definitely am not a cute runner when I run, but that's okay. Everything is fine. Running is good. But yeah, so I recently picked running back up, and I have been really enjoying it. I have lost my marker. Where did it go? Oh, it's literally right where it should be. That's cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. I think this is all really that I'm going to add in terms of placement for things. I will add stuff in as it goes along, and once I make my decision on what to do with Monday, Tuesday, then I'll pop that in. But I'm not really sure yet what it is that I want to do with that. So we're just going to bloop, highlight, and then I'm going to add some decoration in. Okay, that is really nice. I think I'm just going to go, well, should I do that? I think, yeah, I'm going to do just a really thin line, like almost non-existent, just to kind of section that out. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. I like that. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add in some decorations and do something down over here. I do have a few different things picked out. I've got this little purple celestial sticker sheet that I made that is available in my shop. I don't know if there's anything that I'm going to use in this because it is very purple. I also have the Witching Hour collection from Michael's, which again, I don't love, but does have some stuff that could be useful. I've got this little Gudetame sticker. This is from this little pack. I bought a whole bunch of these a while ago and I haven't used any of them. He is one of my favorite characters. I just love his little weird egg body with all of that. He's so cute. And I think that's kind of it for what I've got right now. But I was kind of eyeballing in through here. There was this moon, this guy right here, which I really like. So I think I'm just going to snag him. And then there are some silver stars in here as well. Oh, I like that. I think we're going to pop him in. Ooh. Very nice. Very striking. I kind of enjoy that. And then I think I might do my little Gudetama right here. Because he's like a little alien. And I think that's kind of... Is it pertinent at all to this theme? Not really. But he is very cute. I almost ruined it. Okay. So I think I'm going to stick him right there. Oh, he's such a sad, sarcastic little egg UFO. So cute. Okay, now I am going to go in here and just pick out any silver stars I think that I see. So much of this is rose gold, which is cute, but not in keeping with my theme. Okay, we've got one right here. I'm gonna boop, pop him right there. Oh, we've got another one right here. Stick that there. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Okay, we've got this guy. Maybe we'll put that right there. Do I want to do that? I probably do want to save because I've got a couple more and I probably want to save those. So yeah, I think I'm going to save those for next week so that I still have something. And now I am just going to go in here and I'm going to grab, I think just this little one right here. Go right there. Just a little something something. Okay, that's nice. It's pretty empty looking, but I think that's actually going to be kind of nice to work with. So it's not quite so full already of things that I may need to move around or not move around. But all right, I think that is looking pretty good. I'm going to leave it at that, I think. I am ready and set up for next week. So I hope that this was fun and enjoyable, and that's pretty much that. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, then subscribe and come back and check on me. That would be wonderful. I would love that. And I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.